I would describe John as the iconic American cowboy who has been living on the land in the same part of the country his whole life, and it's a dying breed of men, along with the dying of the West and what we know about that type of ranching and that type of hard work.
Yeah, I have a birthday on the 24th of May. I will be 90 years old. There's been quite a few snowbanks in between since that time.
What's the secret?
I guess trying to go to work and see if you can do and be kind of like a teenager. Home is always where it has been. When they brought me home, grandmother and two of her uncles and a mother up to the upper piece of land. So I have lived in the same piece of land from the time I was born.
So I met John Hoyland when I first came to Montana. I met a woman in Livingston that was doing a short film on him, and I was asked to be an intern on that film. And from the moment I met him, I knew there was a story there. I was fascinated by John. He reminded me so much of a farmer that I had worked for as a kid. Just, you know, the salt of the earth, a rugged individual who gets up every day and does whatever has to be done to maintain his life and his animals.
I have made it this far. I'm here to have to try to watch and see what is happening. But like I have one philosophy, I want to have the idea that I can go out and walk and see what is going on. I want the right to do that. And walk and shows the respect to everything.
It honestly feels like you're filming a piece of history. Like a lot of the things that John has kept over the years that are now kind of covered in dust and boxes are, you know, old treasures of his. And like I just can't help thinking that his eyes and his face just look like they're from the past, and sometimes you get kind of caught up in this time warp when you're out there.
I was a little shocked because I've never met anybody like him before, and I just continued working on this project because I fell in love with John and I fell in love with his land and his story.
And what really appealed to me in this film is how this lifestyle is disappearing. I think maybe there is still time to show John and show what John represents to people in the world, and maybe we can still save it.
Well, like it is, you hope to go to work and, you know, keep the land so it never can be sold.
John has some of the last public access to the West Boulder. It's that property and everything around him has been shut off to the public. As he said to me one day, he said, I lived through the Depression. I saw people walk up and down this road who were very hungry. Our land has always allowed hunters and fishermen because that's how people sustain themselves, and that's something that he wants to see continued.
We finished some of the principal shooting, maybe about half of it, and after that we'll be editing it together and we'll bring it to the post-production phase. So our aim is to bring this film to everyone.
It just came in about an hour ago. I think it's Italian, so I'm going to hand it up to you.
This film is important to Montana, and so I need your help to get this film made so that we can talk about what is happening to this property in Montana. Property that for generations people have been able to hike on, fish on, hunt on, enjoy because of the generosity of the rancher.